Hi, Davi here, and today we have a new episode in the channel. And today, as you can see, my subscriber count is 9,990. So I have about 10 more subs before I finally reach 10k. So I'm pretty excited for that. So I just thought, you know what, I should record this moment because this only happens once, by the way. So I think I should be I should take a break in a way and just sort of anticipate, because even if I don't post a video today, obviously it's going to rise up. So why not just sit here and enjoy the moment, right? And hopefully something happens, like I see some kind of confetti graphic animation thing, right? If you look at the screen, this is my growth the last 28 days. If you go 90, I had a pause somewhere around, or I started posting again around June, the first week of June, and then it sort of plateaued a bit, but it was still going up. And then I doubled down. I think I did double down on my posting on I guess the second week of July, I think, anyway. And if you look at the last year, I guess, the last 365 days, for the majority of Christ, last year, the later half, there was practically nothing. I mean, yeah, I still got views here and there, but it was, I think I took a break or something, or I just procrastinated. But I'm really glad that 2024 was my year. I mean, I always say that, the like this year is going to be the year, but I guess it finally happened. There's this concept called the compound effect, where there's going to be a huge portion of time where you put in the work and nothing's going to. It doesn't look like anything is happening, but over time, things are like your actions, your day-to-day actions, day-to-day results. They're all going to compound eventually, in time. So essentially, you're going to see this sort of rise, this sharp rise in your progress, in your development. And I'm just glad that, some people have gotten here like with just a few videos. And to be fair, they do have interesting videos, so no shade. But I do think sometimes it's just luck, right? So there's plenty of reasons, video quality, timing, luck, and these are things that do influence your results. But I do think I think I'm grateful for not getting as many views easily. I think I needed to learn kind of behind the scenes. I needed this time, this slow time, or this time of just not being or having attention. I think I needed that. For some reason, I feel like I'm stronger and I'm better in this state. Wow. I know for some of you it may not be a big deal, but obviously by the way, if I reach 10k, that's like what, 1 2 3 4 5 figures. I mean, that's no different, or that's pretty close to 99,000, right? And once you're there, you can just a few thousand more, and then you're like 100k. So now you're a 6-figure kind of a channel. And I've always wanted to be like one of the big channels, because I think you can measure this or find this online and check your stats. Where are you, like the top 10% of YouTubers? Are you like the top 5? So I want to be one of the major players here, and especially if you're trying. Oh shit, 9991. Oh no, I'm so close. Especially if you're trying to make this a career. Like I know subs don't really matter as much. I think it's the views. And I think more and more YouTubers talk about this. Like it's not about I mean, they do matter because they do generate views, especially if you're close to your subscribers. Especially if they're really into your work, because some subscribers subscribe just because you're somewhat interesting or you're somewhat useful. But there are those that really like jive with your work, in that they're kind of in the same field, right? So I'm not saying it doesn't matter at all, but it's still something. It's like a status thing too, right? Being able to say, oh shit, I got like 10K. I mean, it's a pretty small channel, but actually I want to be able to just, throw this around, And anyway, if you're trying to make this, if you're trying to make a career out of art, content creation is definitely it's something you kind of have to do nowadays. Like, I don't know anyone who doesn't use the internet. And I think it's even better for us, visual, not just any, like, not just visual artists, but if you're the creative type, I think now is a great opportunity to just dive in and just go freaking balls deep, on this thing. Especially, oh shit, 992. Oh, I'm so close. Yeah, it's just validation, and it's like a benchmark that obviously you have to take note of. My wish is, or my dream is to be able to make a living. It's not just about the money, but it's the lifestyle. I think we want to have a lifestyle where I can make art, pursue my own artistic development, but at the same time make money off of it. So it's sort of a balance between offering some kind of value to an audience, to a community, just trying to find, in a way, you're kind of being like a store, like a special store, a specialty store where you offer certain products. Like, you're not always like in everyone's face. Like, people come to you when they need something specific, but you're still somewhat an integral part of the general community. Like, that's what I want to be. I want to be that guy or that artist who does this thing. Like, I want to be able to make my own spot. People talk about having your own like space, your own niche, your own kingdom, in a way, your own palace. It's basically your own base of sorts, like your own restaurant. Like, this is my menu, and this is what I offer, and this is my thing. People can come visit, people can ignore me, and people can, be regular customers, right? So that's something that I want to be able to do. And I think I can do both, provide value, try to help people, but at the same time also meeting my own development, because I don't want this to be like a repeat of like something that people try to avoid, like the stereotypical like 9 to 5. By the way, not all 9 to 5s are bad. It just depends on the actual job, because hopefully you're enjoying your job, right? But there are some jobs that are just draining for the soul, I guess. So yeah, I don't want to put myself in a position where I'm just doing it for the money. Income is important, revenue is important, stability is important. But I think nowadays there's sort of an awakening of the soul, I guess. Maybe it's because of my capitalism and shit. Right? I think it's global at this point, but definitely here in the US, the attitude, especially the Gen Z, even the millennials, right? I'm sort of in between. I'm a 97 person. So I'm kind of in the end of the millennials, but in the beginning of Gen Z. So I think there is a change in sort of attitude where, being loyal to a company, that sort of thing, it's just dead at this point. Like, that's why there's sort of a rift between the older generation and the newer generation here. The typical like boomer sort of takes. Like, it's just like nowadays you need multiple streams of income, and it's more normalized, I guess. And it's kind of sad in a way, but at the same time, it's sort of exciting. Not because it's harder, but there's sort of a chase, like a mission, and there's perhaps passion behind it, right? And because of that, it feels like there's soul in it, and maybe that's why it makes you feel a bit more alive when you're sort of in this tense situation. Like, oh shit, like, how am I gonna make money? Like, how am I going to make this sustainable? Like, can I keep this up? Like, will I make it? Those types of questions, I think they all add up, and they can put you in a very tense framework that puts you in a like fight or flight sort of response. But I think it's good. It can be somewhat motivating. Like it sort of drives you. Not having the thing you want, obviously it makes you work harder. And because if you have everything you want, then there's no point in like trying because everything has been given to you. But if you're sort of at the edge, sort of being pushed back, being held back, if things are in the way and you're trying to get somewhere or trying to get something, I think you're just more likely to move and act. And I think we need this sort of struggle. I'm not saying we should. I don't want to say that we're meant to struggle, but I think it's just a reality that we have to accept. But at the same time, we should sort of find the meaning in that struggle, So for the creative types, like myself, like you, it's how do you make this thing legit, because if you're just doing this for as a hobby, then it doesn't really matter, right? But if you're trying to chase our personal artistic development, meaning you actually want to get good at your craft, you're trying to chase some form of mastery. You want to be able to develop your own voice, basically your style. If you don't have one, you know how it feels to not have a style, to not have a voice, to not be confident in saying what you want to say with your hands because maybe your technique is not there, your fundamentals are not there, or maybe it's just your mileage, your experience is just not there yet. I know you know that struggle. So thinking about those things, but also thinking about your income, like how can I make this profitable? And I do think you need to attach money or profit, income. I know this is not a very comfortable subject. I mean, maybe it takes away the purity of art, but by the way, the best art, like classical art, they were paid, by their patrons, I guess. Do you call them patrons? The people who pay them, the rich folks, the elites, right? You need to be able to make money and be stable to be able to continue in your craft, right? And you can't. It's difficult to do that without support. And the most quickest way, the best, obvious way of support. Well, obviously there's family, right? That's social support. But also income, your personal income. And even when it comes to family, they're also supporting you via income. If you have one anyway. Ooh, pain. So yeah, you need to be able to have those things. And I do think attaching income, like profit, into this artistic dream, it just drives you, I think. Not only will it push you, because if it's tied to your, if your artistic development is tied to your living, meaning your safety and security, then you have no choice, almost, but to perform, but to show up, but to make content, but to practice. So there are times when you're just motivated to do something, which is great. There are times when you don't feel motivated. When there are days where you wake up and you're just not in the best mood to do something, but because there is income attached to it, meaning it affects your livelihood, then you're gonna show up. And I think this is very important, not having just one reason to do something. People talk about your purpose as not being one thing, but more of a tree or a web where it's a multiple set of things that motivate you. Sometimes things on the left are more motivating you, or they're the things that are pushing you. Let's say family, your community, maybe they take pride in your work and you want to represent your family, your community, right? In other days, maybe it's more of a personal thing, an ego thing, a pride thing, I need to do this. Maybe you're thinking of your hero's journey. You want to be able to overcome this thing. You want to be able to reach levels of mastery, right? Like Kim Jong-gi levels, Leonardo da Vinci level. Oh shit, right? So there's that. But sometimes it's just money. So it doesn't really matter whether it's your livelihood, a personal kind of, you know, reaching for the stars, your dream, or maybe it's like a family, community representation thing, or any other thing. It doesn't really matter. The point is you have this set of things that push you. So you don't really ever run out of reasons to do that thing. So the more things that are attached to, say, this goal, I think the more likely you are to perform and push through. Oh shit, 993. A few more subs. It's kind of slow, but I basically took a nap like earlier because I was just tired. And by the way, I do know I'm trying to do shorts as well. Right now I'm not doing audio, but I think I can focus on like one of the sketches from my longer art sessions that I usually put under the art process, and I can do like a focus on one sketch or one art piece at a time, and I can post that thing on the shorts on YouTube. Right? Because I do know shorts, they may not have like a revenue or the best revenue potential, but they do have reach. I know channels who have like so few videos, meaning long form videos, but their shorts are like they have so many shorts, and their subscriber count is obviously high because of those shorts. It just reaches more people. Maybe it's YouTube trying to push it themselves, because they want to, because you know TikTok also does short form content, right? So maybe it's YouTube's way of competing. It doesn't matter. The point is, it's something that I need to work on too. Even this podcast, I've tried doing a podcast. I think I did the first one. I was posted under, or it's actually hosted under Red Circle. It's a podcast hosting platform, and it shares it to like in Spotify, stuff like that, Apple Podcasts. And then I eventually stopped because I kind of went through something, and then I thought of doing it here on YouTube. And I also, because you can see in this channel, I do have like an art podcast series. So I started or re-began it or restarted it in a way here on YouTube. And I also have another one, an extension on Buy Me a Coffee. It's free, by the way. So obviously if I post it there, it's just an audio post. So there's no like video. So maybe I can do faster content there because I can just pump out the audio without having to think of the video. And it's more of a behind the scenes sort of thing. So yeah, I'm working on my shorts currently. Or I think I have an idea of where I can go with it. The podcast, I still need some footage. Maybe I need to wait until I have enough like art sessions. You'll see them in the art process series, and then once I have like enough of those videos, I can use that as a background for my art podcast series, where I can just talk about like a specific topic, and the video doesn't necessarily have to be, or the background video doesn't have to be related to the actual thing that I'm saying. It's more of like a background art thing. So that's something that I think that I should work on, because people have said that they do like hearing what I say. Not all, but some. So, because there's more of a personal thing there. Now, I may not do it daily, because obviously I have to focus more on the actual art making. And I think the art reviews are still definitely the thing people watch, because they like seeing new artists and such. I'm thinking at least once a week, maybe twice a week, a bi-weekly schedule, who knows. But definitely not a daily thing, because I would need like lots of new footage for that. Holy shit, we're at 9995, so 5 more and then we'll finally reach 10k. Now I am kind of anxious when it reaches 10k, because sometimes people will unsubscribe, so then it goes back to 9999, and I'm like, oh my god, fuck. Let me just have a sip of water here. Yeah, but I'm kind of dehydrated. By the way, I just got an email from XPPen. I mentioned in a few videos, I'm not sure which video, but it did mention it, where I don't really know like like it isn't like Amazon where you can see where your package is. But thankfully, this is so cool. XPPen sent me like a link to track the shipment. So it did show that it's already kind of on the way. So they gave me a code where you can track your shipment now. I used to think it's just an Amazon thing. It's my first time, by the way, receiving these kinds of things. But if you're trying to do content, I think, I'm not sure for other companies, but I think expect this from XPPen. They will send you like a link. Well, the one who's in charge of my side anyway. So now thankfully I can track where my package is, the review product they're sending. So hopefully I can build my channel to a good point where I can keep this going. I want to be one of those. There's a channel called Brad Calbo something. Those channels where they review like tablets. I want that to be part of my brand as well. I don't just do art reviews where I explore people's artwork, but I also do product reviews. Oh shit, big boy. and obviously I have a personal thing for this, right? I want free tablets. I don't want to have to pay for them, right? So if you don't want to pay for them, you're gonna have to build a channel, an attractive enough channel, a popular, influential enough channel. It doesn't have to be big, by the way. And once you have that, then I think they'll send you some stuff, right? Tablets. So right now, I think they're sending me a pen tablet. It was supposed to be a pen display, the Artist Pro 16, but they sort of switched it, I guess. Oh my god. Although yeah, and they're sending me it's still a new version, generation 2. And apparently like this new generation has like extreme pen pressure levels, like 16,000. I'm not even sure how that feels like. Like it's probably like so sensitive. I'm so excited. I'm very excited. Hopefully they send me like because I already have like a Wacom Intuos Pro S. So the S stands for small. So I want to learn or know how it feels like to have a bigger sized like workspace for a pen tablet, to see if it changes anything or if it changes the way I draw. Because I do know, based on experience, it is kind of hard to draw details on my Wacom Intuos Pro S. So it's either because I'm not doing it on a pen display, it could be that, or maybe it's because my workspace is just that small. So it's sort of like I have to make my strokes so small to be able to do those details. So that may be the issue. Or maybe I just have to zoom out or make the drawing so big so I can actually move around and fix up details. But anyway, I'm excited for that. I'm still not sure how to like do the unboxing thing, because I do have a phone, but it actually can't stand on its own. Like it always has to be charged. So its battery is pretty much dead. It's an old phone, but it's still like nice. It's still functional. But I can't move it around. It has to be plugged in. And obviously my room is a fucking mess. So I actually have to clean for YouTube. Jesus. I have so many like cup noodles stacked on my right hand side. I need to clean that the fuck up. Oh shit, 9997. Oh shit. 3 subs, guys. We're so freaking close. So freaking close. Yeah, I'll make this I'll put this under the art podcast on YouTube. It has been a while since I've done a podcast episode. So excited. And yeah, I also did buy, or did I think it's not. Anyway, I did place an order on Amazon for a pen. It's the pen for the XPPen 22E Pro, because I've talked about this issue where one of the buttons, I have 2 of those pens, by the way, for this specific product, the 22E Pro. And I can only use one of them because the other one is just, the buttons are just dead at that point, or it's just unsalvageable. But the pen I have now that's somewhat functional is basically the first button in the lower part. It's broken, like you can't really click it. And the second one on top it's glitchy. Like sometimes when I click on it, the cursor moves way up on screen, like to the very top. Sometimes it moves down like a like an inch away from where the pen point is. And it's really annoying if you're someone who like color picks a lot. Obviously it's going to suck. So I don't have the first button, so that's less functionality. And I also have a glitchy pen. I'm not sure if it's even the button. I think it's the button. I don't even know. So I decided to place an order for a new pen. Because the pen display itself, the XPPen 22E Pro, it's fine. Although the wire is shit, because I think it's always bent, so I can't really move it as much, or I have to be extra careful. Like I always have to sort of readjust it essentially. If basically it's a bit sensitive, but the tablet itself is still cool. Very functional, and you know it gets the job done, right? So hopefully maybe that pen will fix things, but who knows? Hopefully it works. If not, I can just keep making content for, you know, maybe XPPen, Wacom, all of these companies, you know, sending me freaking tablets for free, right? I mean, for cuff reviews, right? You know, so, yeah. Come on, 997, it's so close yet so far. Oh God. And I'll stop the recording when it's like 10,000 plus, meaning it's 10,005 or something, or 10,003, just because I want to have that safety for myself. Because I feel like anxious, like what if someone unsubscribes just to piss me off, right? Or maybe they legitimately hate my channel, so oh shit. Just having a sip of water here. And I'm so glad things are kind of happening a little more, or things are kind of just, I feel like I'm making progress, or I feel like things are matching up this year, 2024. Because for the past few years, I've been sort of like trying things, experimenting, and it's not always like me trying. Sometimes I'm just procrastinating. Sometimes it's a legitimate break because I'm just tired, but also, you know, I felt like lost. It wasn't one time. It's like a wave thing where there were months where I was just freaking grinding and just fucking and then there are other months where I just, you know, I slack off, I don't do anything, and you can see there's sort of like gaps in my posting. But thankfully, I think in the beginning, I'm not even sure, like in the beginning of the year, around February. Oh yeah, I think I slow start around January, and then around February I started posting a little more, and I think I had a break here. Sometimes it's an injury, sometimes it's just me like, you know, having that depressing sort of mentality. Oh, like, is this even is this gonna work? You know, one of those types of thought patterns. And anyway, plateau. It rises up around June. I think it's because I got monetized finally. I'm not even sure. Or maybe it's because of this that I got monetized. Oh yeah, I do know I got monetized, but via the ad revenue. Because there are many types of monetizations, right? I think I got the memberships and the super tips or thanks. You know, those types around here. And then around June, later half of the month or last week even, that's when I unlocked the ad revenue monetization, because you do need requirements like 4,000 subs. I think I had 4,000 subs by then. But I think I was struggling with watch hours, like how do basically how long people watch the videos. You know, the accumulation of all those hours. Like I needed to reach like a certain benchmark. And I unlocked it around the later half of June. So in my like revenue, I made money, but it's like $60. So it only captured like the last part. Now for July, it's obviously the full month. And by the way, for those of you who are interested in like, this YouTube thing, I think by default it's 100, like the payout. Like you need a minimum of $100. I'm not sure if it. I only know dollars because I'm in the US. Like you need that minimum to be able to get paid from that in order for a payout to happen. So I've never actually had a payout yet. So I'm excited to finally get that money, right? And yeah. So there's that. So we'll see by the end of the year, 2024, how much money I've made overall via ad revenue. I also make money from the memberships a little bit, so that's good. Because YouTube does have memberships. You can see it in under my art process playlist. You'll see videos with the membership or members only tag underneath the video. You can make money from that too. So we'll see. Although the bulk of the revenue comes from ad revenue, and again, shorts you don't get that much. I think I have like 10 cents or something, 11 cents. I'm not sure. Like 0.1 something. I don't know. Again, short is more of for the reach, for getting views and getting eyes on your channel. But even though it doesn't make revenue itself as much, think of how the new views, the new members, the new audience members will watch your other videos, your other content. So it's going to lead to the other thing anyway. You know, it's sort of a middleman in a way, or a marketer. Okay, 997. It's taking a while. So this art podcast episode is gonna take a while. So I'll do this the next time I reach 20k. Who knows? Maybe I should do this every 10k. How about that? That would be so cool. And in that way, I can have like a, because I have video content in the background, right? It's just me showing you the live count of my channel, so I don't have to like post or include any sort of time lapse video, right? Okay, I can do that every 10k. Because I think it will take a while for me to reach like 100k. Like, Jesus, one day, boys and girls, I'll be one of the big ones, right? Oh yeah. So excited. What else? Yeah, I think because right now my right arm, I think some of you know this, I have been injured. I think it's a gout or something. It started with my right knee. It's mostly gone now in my right knee. I can walk now, finally. It's still not fully healed, but like there is some mobility limitations, but I can still walk. Like there is no like pain or anything. But the thing is, it jumped up to my wrist, and then from there it jumped to my elbow. So my right wrist and my right elbow. Right now my wrist is a bit more flexible. It's like 90% okay or 85% okay. My elbow is like 60 to 70% okay. So hopefully by the end of this week, it's gonna be gone for the most part, because it does take a toll on like I notice I can't, like, I get fatigued, right? It's not really because of the pain. Yeah, the pain, it hurts, but because of the painkillers. Just take some Advil or ibuprofen. It will go away eventually, so that's good. But it's because I can't put pressure on it. I always have to elevate my arm when I'm drawing on my pen display. So I can't rest my elbow on, say, my arm rest or my table. So because of that constant like raising of the arm, it will fatigue my arm, and obviously that's less time for me to draw because I just get tired of raising my arm. And I also had, drawing and painting with your left hand is fine. I've done it, but obviously I'm right-handed. I hardly ever use my left hand, for drawing, so it's so slow. It's possible, but it's just so slow. And obviously the accuracy is just not gonna be there. Even holding the pen is already a struggle when you're using your non-dominant hand. So hopefully once this right arm issue is okay, I can do more work, do more content, and yeah, at least right now I'm kind of settled with YouTube, because I know some I don't want to limit myself to just one platform again. you need to have like a few platforms, I think. And they need to work for you. So I do have a Patreon, but I don't know what to do with it yet. Right? There's a reason why I don't like post the link to it, because it's I do have some content there, but it's so like scattered. I even have like a few podcast episodes there. And some like tutorials. Like I'll figure it out the same way I figured out YouTube. I don't have to figure out everything, but I just need to figure out like a base for it, like a foundation, and then from there I can just build on top of it. So yeah, so once my right arm is good, I can expect a product review. I'm not sure when it's coming or what the estimate is, but I know it's on the way. You know, I've tracked it, so that's something to expect from the channel. So yeah, and I'm going to make a new playlist for it. You know, I have the art review playlist, right? Now I'll have a product review playlist. Ooh, I'm so excited. And also my pen, hopefully the new pen for the 22E Pro. I know it's an old model, but hopefully it works. If they send me the wrong pen, if they send me a broken pen, or if it's just my tablet that's broken and the glitches or the glitching cursor is still there, I'll be so pissed. But then again, I can just work hard, keep posting videos, keep building the channel until someone sends me a pen display, right? Solutions, right? Logic. That's my solution. What else? Yeah. So that's something that will happen around this month. Shit, it's the last day of July. The 31st of July. So it's gonna be August now. By the way, we're more than halfway done. I mean, we're still close to half, right? But what are we? 5 months? August, September, October, November, December. 5 months till 2024 is over. We have to make these 5 months productive, guys. You know, if you were being lazy in the first 6 months, first 7 months, like now is the time. You know, sometimes it happens in the beginning. You're kind of lazy, but you kind of catch up in the end. Right? You kind of go in harder and compensate. Sometimes you overcompensate. It doesn't matter, for as long as you do something this year. Try to finish off this year with a bang. With a freaking bang! You know, I kept saying this like last year and the year before that, but I'm so glad that right now I think it's like things are just freaking like they're like Lego pieces, just, you know, matching, connecting. Anyway, come on, 997. Oh my god, it's taking so long. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this podcast going until I get like 10,005 or 10,003. Yeah, I want to see what happens when I reach the benchmark. Will the confetti happen? Will like flashing lights happen? Who knows? Who freaking knows? This could take like an hour more. But yeah, every 10k I'm gonna do this. 10k, 20k. Imagine if I reach 50k. I'm pretty much halfway to like 100k by then. So freaking excited. Oh. And I'm so glad too that I'm not just doing the art reviews, because for the longest time that's what I've been doing, and I wasn't. That's the reason why I started my channel that way, where I just started posting art reviews because I had no idea what to do when it comes to my own art. Even when it comes to like studying or practicing, maybe I lacked confidence, or I just didn't know the whole process. But right now I'm glad things are a bit more balanced. You know, I have the art reviews. I like it. Now I have, you know, the art process series where I do art, either time lapse or real time, either public or membership, right? I also have a podcast within YouTube, so there's that. And hopefully, if everything turns okay, I'll have a new series, a product review series where I review tablets and stuff like that. Oh shit. So things are fleshing out a little more. And again, this is like the compound effect thing, where things are just piling up over time until eventually things just sort of rise up and come together. Yeah, let me just have some water again. I'm dehydrated now. Excuse me, mom. Yeah, so once this thing is done, well, it's not done, but I've definitely reached a benchmark where I can try and work on a different platform and start building the foundations there. The same way I did here on YouTube, I wanted to do the same thing on Patreon, right? And I also want to use Patreon along with Subscribestar because I do want to do, obviously, not safe for work stuff. Because it's hard to post here on YouTube. I do know Patreon does have a video player. I think it's a new feature they've introduced. I'm not sure if it's for everyone or for big like creators only for now. But if that's possible, I don't know. I think they also have a policy of like they're sort of iffy with the not safe for work stuff. Like lots of people post there for their NSFW art, but technically there is like a policy where it's sort of there's like a gray area in Patreon. Although I think in Subscribestar, it's not as popular as Patreon, but it's more clear and it's not really safe. I mean, it's safe to post certain like not safe for work stuff, but it's not like trying to be goody two shoes. You know, so I wanna see how that works. Because there are other people who post stuff on like creators, artists who will post stuff on like Patreon. They also have a fan box, which is like related to Pixiv. It's a Japanese sort of platform. And also Subscribestar. So I need to figure that out. Like, what should I do with that? Right. So while I'm working on this channel, I need to be able to start building the foundations, the building blocks of those things. Because the membership here on YouTube, I actually like it because you don't have to leave the platform. And if I'm doing like sketches or art sessions, it makes sense to post it here because I know you could do this thing where you post on Patreon and then you post the link. You basically host the video on YouTube, but you share the link on Patreon. It seems like a hassle, and it's better to just have it on YouTube. So there's that. And in this way, what I post on Patreon and maybe Subscribestar and stuff like that, it won't necessarily be related to YouTube. It could be its own thing. It's still art, obviously, but it's not. It's sort of a different branch of my brand. Ooh, interesting. So these are things you have to consider. And if you don't know what to do, you're gonna have to try and find what works for you. You know, what platforms work for you, what kind of content works for you. It's not just about the art. I mean, yes, for example, what subjects do you like? What subjects do you actually like? Not what's popular. Because if you don't know who you are, eventually you're going to be led to a path where you're sort of stuck and you'll feel like you've wasted time because you haven't really asked yourself, like, what exactly do you want to do? And that's scary. So I think right now, if you have the opportunity, take the time to actually think about the kind of content, art you want to make, and kind of lifestyle you want to have. For example, for me, I was kind of introduced to art, via concept art. It got popular around my high school days, college days. But doing it, like, I've done a few gigs, freelance stuff for like small studios, not many. And I was very disappointed in myself because I'm not gonna go into it, but it's my fault. And basically I decided, you know what, freelance may not be for me. I've also done like architectural stuff. It's not concept art, it's more like a architectural visualization. But yeah, I decided, you know what, freelance may not be, I don't think it's gonna work for me. But see, I'm honest. I don't want freelance work. I want to be able to make money, generate income without having to do freelance. Because other people have done it anyway. So why should I force myself to do something that isn't for me when I know something else works, right? Especially nowadays where you have the internet. I mean, in a way, you still have to work for someone. You have a community, you have an audience, right? You have to meet certain expectations, but that's fine. It's still different for like, like in studio work or freelance work. It's just, yeah. Maybe in the future, who knows? But right now, I just want to have a system where, I work from home. I don't have to go to work in a normal sense. And I think it helps because I am honest. I do admit that I am kind of a hermit, or I am a hermit. I am a NEET. I forgot the acronym for it or what it stands for, but let me just quickly search it. NEET. NEET meaning a NEET definition, an acronym for not in education, employment, or training. That fits me so well, by the way. I'm basically unemployed. The only reason why I'm actually like alive is because of my family, like my parents, my sister, like they're feeding me. Seriously, like I do make money, but it's not like enough to survive. Like I can buy like the occasional Indomie mee goreng, but that's it. So hopefully now I can have some kind of income to contribute, because I was really focused and almost obsessed. Like I want to be able to live this lifestyle of being able to make art. And I think it's because I'm just stubborn. That's one part, but also because I'm lazy and I just don't want to. I've done freelance work because my dad and my sister, they're in architecture in that field. And I've gotten like in the beginning, like years back, some like jobs from their jobs, and I'm like, it's stressful. I don't want to, and I feel like I have this. Can I call it talent? I have this. Like I feel like I have something that I want to, that I feel that I can pursue, and I feel like it's my space. I feel like I'm saying it wrong. Like it's my lane. Like this is what I think I'm good at, and this is what I think I can excel at. And so I decided to stop taking jobs and just focus on this thing. It took so long, and even right now I'm not like done. Well, you're never done, right? But it takes a while for you. Like you need to go through this chaotic period before you can finally get that clarity. And clarity really comes. It's more of like a hindsight thing. Like you see things, you see the patterns, you see the clarity once you've gone through the chaos. Once the smoke has cleared, like you need to go through that fire, through that smoke. And once you're past that, then you can finally see what you've gone through. Wow, metaphor. Metaphor. So I think you realize what your path is bit by bit. You can have an idea of it in the beginning, like a general direction, but I think it takes a while for you to like you will see it bit by bit. Like you will get glimpses of what you can do, of your future, bit by bit. And oftentimes there's going to be like huge periods of time where you just don't see anything, where it's all smoke and smog, and it's not gonna feel good. But I'll say this, the more successes you have, the more, because again, the more bits of things you see, the more clarity you have. It doesn't have to be the full big picture, but the more you realize, oh shit, like I can do this, like I think there's an opportunity here, like I think there's a future here. The more you have those moments, the less stress you're going to feel. I think the hardest part, or the hardest phase, is the beginning phase, this phase of like grinding. Because once you have like a brand, once you have like a presence online, once you're known for something, once you have your own like systems, once you have your base, your own castle, your own kingdom, like it's all just maintenance, right? You can always build on top of it even more and improve things, right? But it's mostly maintenance at that point. So there's going to be a huge portion in the beginning where you're just suffering, where you're lost, where you're doubting yourself a lot. And sometimes, I get jealous. Like, it's even worse when people are younger than you, like teenager levels, and Jesus, and they're like way ahead somehow. Yes, I know I don't have their full story, but it still hurts. Seeing their sub count, seeing the amount of money they make. Oh my god, fuck. But then again, we all have our journeys. We all have our own specific paths. And there's no point in like being jealous of it. Just try to be positive, I guess. If they're succeeding, just give them your silent congratulations in the background. Like, yeah, good for you. But I'm suffering, so whatever, right? I'm trying to reach for my bottle, but my right hand can't really extend that much. Or right arm, rather. Oh shit, maybe it's true. I did say this could take an hour because it's a bit slow. Oh shit, sorry for hitting the microphone. So maybe we'll go beyond an hour. If that's the case, then that's the case. I did say I was gonna stop until I go past like 10K, 10,000. And you know what? I think it's only fair. It has been a while since I've posted an art podcast episode. So on YouTube, I have posted a few on Buy Me a Coffee. But obviously there's no video there, but this time you do get to see the live count on my end anyway. So yeah, who knows, by the end of this year, 50K? Ambitious. Yeah, to be realistic, I think. Is 50K possible? I do think it's possible. If not, 25K, how about that? 25K is not that bad, right? But obviously we can always aim high, right? But realistically, it's very possible that it's going to be around 25, around that range. A quarter of 100K, around that range. But who knows? Maybe I'll get viral. Whenever I experience this, or whenever I think about this, I just try and think, you know what? I can always do, like, I just need to do good work. I just need to show up and do good work, and that's it. And I think that has guided me when I feel panicky or somewhat lost or confused, or I think it's a self-doubt thing. Just move forward and do good work. I know it sounds so simple, but just hearing those words, thinking of that concept of just doing good work and do better in your next attempt, and just move forward in any way you can, in any capacity you can. Right? If today you can only do a short video, then do a short. in YouTube Shorts, you have to have, I think, if it's under 60 seconds, like 59 seconds, it's classified as a short. If that's all you can do, then just go for a YouTube Short. You don't have to do like a 10-minute video, a 5-minute video, a 1-hour video. If all you can do is like a 30-second video, then just post it. Right? If you can't do a full painting, then do a drawing. If you can't do a full drawing, then do a sketch. Do a spot sketch. Like you don't have to sketch out the full figure. Maybe sketch out the hand, the face. You have to do anything that just moves you forward. I think that mentality has guided me in my moments of despair. Oh, despair. Right? Oh yeah. Oh, fuck. Yep, my elbow still hurts. Oh shit, 56 minutes. Come on. Should I refresh? I don't know. Let me just because I don't want to show because you might see something. By the way, the recording is fixed on this specific window. Oh yeah, makes sense. I'm seeing something on the other screen. It's the same thing. It says the same thing. 9997. We're so close, guys. We're so freaking close. Fuck it. 1 hour and 30 minutes. Oh my god. Yeah. And I do think when you're posting videos on YouTube, I think 1 video a day. I mean, obviously do what you can, but I guess I'm just talking about my own progress or process here. I don't think 1 video a day is enough. If that's all you can do, fine. But I think I'll say this. I'll rephrase. You can speed things up if you post 2 or 3 videos a day. At least 2. I think you can speed things up that way. I'm not sure if this affects the algorithm, but if YouTube knows you post regularly, I think they're more likely to give you extra attention. That's what I think. Who knows? Because I've noticed the more or the days where I post often, like twice a day, or even like daily for like 2 weeks. Even if it's like 1 video a day, but it's like 2 weeks of like straight posting. I don't know, the views just get larger, right? Like it goes beyond my sub count sometimes. So it's definitely people that are not from the channel that sort of find it. So I think posting something daily, almost daily or regularly, I think is the key word. Frequently, depending on the kind of content you do. The point is there needs to be like a schedule there, like a frequency, like a consistent, reliable frequency of posting. It doesn't have to be perfect. You can have different kinds of content. The point is you have to like be present. You basically again have to be somewhat of a store where you're open for, but in this case you're like open like every day for in my case anyway. You basically want to be like a 7-Eleven or a mini stop. I think mini stop is like, I think it's Japanese, right? Japanese. We have both in the Philippines, by the way, mini stop and 7-Eleven. Those two like 24-hour stores. Although I do like mini stop because they have rice. Well, lots of the fast food chains in the Philippines or in Asia, obviously rice is so common. But 7-Eleven did, or the ones I had, or the one we had, they had nuggets, and they weren't like cheap. They're not like McDonald's type of nuggets. By the way, the McDonald's nuggets here in the US, they feel so like plasticky for some reason. Last time I tasted in the ones in Asia or in the Philippines, it tastes like actual chicken. Like there's a brand here or a company or a fast food chain here in the US called Chick-fil-A. They actually have nuggets, like, you know, those like ball chicken thingies that taste like actual chicken. You know, they look and feel natural and taste natural too. So anyway. Oh, the reason why I'm thinking about this is because I'm getting hungry, by the way. Come on, 997, let's go. Let's freaking go. Oh my god, it's 1 hour now. Jesus fucking Christ. And I did post like a few, I tried posting like time lapses of, say, my art sessions, focusing on like one sketch or one drawing or one illustration. And as a video, meaning more than a minute, more than 59 seconds. And I don't think they're good. I think it's better. I think once I posted them, I figured out that, you know what, I think it's better to just post them on the shorts. Because I feel like I'm going to flood the video section if I do that. If I do like a specific video. And it had voiceover too. And to me, it's not worth it. Like, it just doesn't get the amount of views that I think or thought it would. The fuller sessions with the time lapse, they do actually get more views. So maybe that's way better. So I decided, you know what, I'll try doing it in the shorts instead. And so far, just looking at it, you can't see it on screen. I think it's good. Oh, by the way, when you post a YouTube short, this is some YouTube advice here. I think you can't adjust or pick your thumbnails as of now in the YouTube Shorts section. But what I do think is it captures the midpoint of your video. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I do think they capture the midpoint of your video, and that becomes the automatic thumbnail. Hopefully I'm right. So if that's the case, if I'm right, then I just have to learn when to cut the video. So basically when I post like a time-lapse version, it can't be from the beginning. Because if it's going to capture, if I post the whole process from beginning to end, like blank canvas to a finished thing, to a finished illustration or sketch, the midpoint level of that art piece, of the illustration, of that sketch is not going to be as developed. And when it becomes a thumbnail, when that midpoint becomes a thumbnail, it's not going to look as good and not going to look as attractive. So I need to sort of cut the beginning part. I basically have to find or edit the video, cut the video, the beginning of the video in such a way that the midpoint, like by the time it reaches the midpoint, it's the view is good, meaning the illustration is somewhat fleshed. It doesn't have to be complete, obviously, but it's somewhat fleshed out and attractive. That makes you actually want to click on the short. Yeah. Shit. So that's something that I'm gonna work on. So whenever I do my art sessions, I'm gonna have to do at least maybe 3 YouTube shorts to sort of show you what happened in the full art session that's under the membership. So at least I have something in public. And in this case, I could do a voiceover, but I think right now I'm not gonna do that. I can do that in the future if I need to, but I think I can survive with no voiceovers. I'll leave that for the art reviews and for the occasional art process videos. That's for the public. Yeah. And these are things you have to figure out over time. Like, you can't plan. This is something that I really had to learn. You can't plan everything in the beginning. I know, because obviously if you plan everything in the beginning, you feel so good. You have this sense of clarity. You have this sense of security. But the thing is, that's not how it works. You have to go out there and make mistakes. And I was reading this post by James Clear. I do recommend you follow his or you subscribe to his newsletter. He posts like every Thursday, I think. Like quick ideas and such. And one of the takeaways from him is there are times when you can plan for things and then you can execute, but there are times when you have to where you can only organize after you've made a mess. Maybe I'm not wording it the right way, or I'm just paraphrasing it wrong, but the idea is sometimes you just have to, it's kind of like painting. Sometimes you just have to add in a bunch of random strokes. It may seem messy and weird, but eventually you can start organizing it into a more clear painting. You can shape things up, erase things, add things, add shadows, add light, and to the point where those initial random strokes become something that's a bit more fleshed out. And I think we can apply this too, or it does apply in like doing any kind of work. Sometimes you just have to make a mess, and you're going to have to make a mess before you can adjust. Or how I'd say it is, you have to take action first and then you can adjust. So act first, then adjust. Act first, then adjust. Do the actions, then make the adjustments. So another way of saying that is trial and error or experimentation. You need to try a bunch of things. Sometimes you have to pull back, sometimes you have to switch, sometimes you have to double down on the thing because maybe you haven't given that thing enough time. Like you won't really know the answer in the beginning. You just have to sort of in a way you're kind of placing bets on it. Like think of it as putting money on that thing, right? You'll spend some money trying to, or effort, sort of betting that this thing will work. If you're not feeling it, if things are not kind of happening there, then you may have to switch to something else and try adding your bets on that thing. Sometimes you have to add or bet on multiple things. You have to try multiple things at the same time and see which one works for you or sticks, or which combinations of those bets work the best. Because you can do anything, anything is possible, but you have to find out what works for you, for your own circumstances, for your own vision, your own lifestyle. Even if something succeeds, let's say financially, it doesn't mean it's gonna work for you. Sure, financially it's profitable, but if you're not feeling good about it, then why are you doing it, right? Sure, you're making good art, but is it the kind of art you actually want to do? So you have to make sure that you have to be honest with yourself with these sorts of things. And there's always going to be this push and pull. You have to kind of circle around certain things, go back and forth. And you're gonna have to make a lot of mistakes. It is through those mistakes where you can make your progress. So in a way, you want to invite mistakes and sort of think behind your mind that, oh shit, if I going through this muddle of horror and mistakes is where I'll find progress. Oh shit, I think it went to 998 and then it went back to 997. Oh my god. See, this is what I'm referring to. It has to be like 10,000 plus, 10,005. Because if not, I'm gonna start, crying in the corner. Oh shit. This will be a long ass episode. Christ. So I guess this will be my longest art podcast episode yet. Oh shit. You know what I'll do this? I'm gonna go to my channel, customize the page, and I'll add, because I don't think the art podcast is in the main page or in the featured sections. I think it's only the art review and the art process. So we'll try and add the art podcast. Oh yeah, and I also have to change the thumbnails. Because right now I'm going for this look where the background is yellow. And it's like a scrapbook look. Where it's like a montage, a collage of different like things or art pieces, elements. So I want to have that sort of scrapbook look to it. So I'm gonna have to make thumbnails for this video, obviously, and the following episodes for the art podcast series here on YouTube. So I'm gonna hit publish. So we'll see if it's, you can't see it, it's on a different page or a different tab. And you know what? I'll also add the shorts. Even if the because I have short videos, YouTube shorts that I don't like. But you know, fuck it. And by the way, I'm glad that there were comments in one of their short videos where they really liked how, or it kind of gave them validation, because I have the sketch of an Ava inspired head design. And I have this approach where sometimes I start messy, where it seems so like random, and then eventually things sort of flesh out if I just keep like, you know, pushing those brushstrokes. And it's not a typical process where you do the line work first or do the sketch first, and then maybe do the inks and maybe do the coloring and then maybe do the shadows. You know that kind of typical process. I have a very I'm not the only one who does this, by the way, but it's not a very typical process. So I'm glad that people sort of resonated with that video or with that process. And sometimes the videos you don't expect to get views are the ones that do get views. But again, you can only do this or realize this if you post a lot of videos. So that's also an expectation for you to have. You need to put yourself out there multiple times. Sometimes things will hit, sometimes things will not hit. Sometimes things will go viral, and sometimes things will get below average views or engagement. And that's sort of the nature of creating art, right? Or content, or putting things out there. This can apply to like working out. You know, some days you feel like working out, or sometimes you reach like, or you break personal records. Sometimes you underperform. And that's the nature of putting in the work and putting yourself out there and doing the thing. When you do the thing, you're going to get all of it. The successes, the failures, the frustrations, the celebrations. Ooh, rapper, poet. Yeah, I'm gonna add the shorts. Although I don't want to put it in the first kind of line. I'll put it in the last line. So yeah, I do recommend you have to work on your social media platforms. So for some of you, it's YouTube. For some, it's Twitter, right, or X. And usually, I think we need to have a couple, like a combination, depending on the kind of work you do, and obviously on your own personal tastes. For social media, YouTube definitely is my number one. I want to work on Twitter too, or X. Develop that side. Get like a good big following. Instagram, I have an account, but it's not. I don't think it's going anywhere. I don't think it's worth it investing in it. Maybe it's a bad move, but I think Twitter or X is where it's at. Who knows? Because the artist that I do sometimes find, or mostly find, is on Twitter. Because maybe obviously that's where I hang out anyway. So, and obviously there's like not safe for work stuff there, so it's more friendly for those kinds of content. I mean, there is for literal like adult content there, so oh yeah. let me just find the go publish. So let me check out my channel. Oh shit, it's 998. Oh god, we're like 2 subs. Come on, well, obviously it's not just 2 subs. We need a little more than that. A little more, like 10,005, 10,002, 10,003, just to be, to be safe, right? Because I could be celebrating and then one guy fucking unsubscribes and I'm like, oh my god, it's gonna be so sad for me. Let me check my page. You can't see it again, but oh, I do like it. Okay. So I have the art review series, I have the art process series, I have the art podcast series, the one I'm doing now. I'm doing an episode right now. Oh shit, 9999. Oh my god, I'm so close. I'm so freaking close, guys. But then again, gotta be safe. 10,005 or 3 or 2. And then shorts. Okay. Oh yeah, if the product comes, the XPPen thing. Let me just check my email because I want to see where it's at, because again, XPPen did send like a tracking, like you can track your product. I'm not sure if this is standard practice or maybe this is specific to the company. Oh my god, 10K, yes! Wait, there are no like confettis? Let me check my main page or my dashboard. Go to dashboard. You can't see it, but oh, I know why. It's late. Like usually when these things happen, when you break like a certain number of subs, it's a bit late. Like the way YouTube sort of ingrains the information, it does the same thing for views and likes. Like it's kind of behind in some ways. Like it takes time for it to process the data. Oh my god, you know what? Let me just do a screenshot. You can't see it, but I'll do it again, full screen. So let me I'm not sure where I can post it. Shit. I'm not sure where it saves. Is it under screenshots? Or maybe I need to put it somewhere. Like in PureRef maybe? Okay. Interesting, so I did find it. I'm gonna save this PureRef file and call it 10,000. Shit. 5-figure YouTuber. I mean, 10,000. That's pretty close to 99,999. Both are 5 figures, by the way. Oh, and it's so motivating, being able to reach like a benchmark or these sort of things. It's just like, it's progress. It's a sign of progress. It's proof of progress. So don't be the type of person who sort of doesn't consider my sub count doesn't matter, bro. Like you're so above fucking figures. Like fuck you. This is worth celebrating, but anyway. Yeah, celebrate. If you reach benchmarks, celebrate. Celebrate. I'm happy. By the way, happiness doesn't have to be like a big thing where, like you reach some sort of like spiritual level of enlightenment, right? It can be as simple as this. It all counts. Sometimes it's an order arrives or package arrives and the product works the way it's supposed to work. Sometimes it's a cup of coffee early in the morning. Oh, sometimes I really enjoy hot showers in the evening. And I like it when the restroom, the toilet, is not lit. Meaning, there is light, but it's not like super bright. Because we have a lamp in our toilet, so I try to like minimize the light as much as possible. So it's sort of like a really chill, sort of dark, quiet, cozy, warm shower or bath session. Oh. If you have warm baths, you are so privileged. And I am so privileged because we have warm baths, warm water. Oh, the steam when you're taking a shower. Oh, like it's kind of just hugging you and comforting you from all the stresses of life. Oh my god, fuck. Again, we'll try and stick around a little more. Right now, the total time for this podcast episode is 120. So we'll see if maybe we'll stop at 125 or 130. How about that? If it still remains 10,000, fuck it, I'll stop at 130. Even though someone may unsubscribe, I don't care. I'll stop because I'm kind of tired and I'm thirsty. Well, not thirsty, but I'm hungry as well. Am I hungry? Yeah, I think so. I am hungry. But anyway, let me just have some water. Oh god, freaking cool. 10K. Let me see my page again. Outside of the dashboard. Oh shit! Oh, it looks so cool. That number looks so cool. 10K. Oh, you can't just look at my channel. Look at the homepage, and just look at the sub count. Oh, it feels good. Feels good. Feels amazing. I'm excited. You know, I feel good, guys. I feel good. I feel good as to where this whole thing is going, and I hope I can do more work, better work, as I make more progress. And yeah, I'd tell you to join me. Obviously, join me because I'm cool as hell. But also, I think this is your time, guys, to start whatever your thing is. You have to start and just go for it, and celebrate those benchmarks, right? Whether it be you decide on the metrics, whatever your metrics are. When you do reach them, when you do reach those benchmarks, be happy, celebrate, enjoy it, and because I think let me just have a sip of water here. Fuck. I think this is a quote from Tony Robbins. The secret to happiness is progress. Like if you just make progress, in any way, for as long as it's progress, like it feels like you're moving forward and just going up in a way, you're going to be happy. And it's not really about like money. I mean, yeah, money can make you happy, but it's really more about the progress. Like whether it be on your career, on your own development, on your skills, on your growth. If it feels like you're moving forward and just advancing, if it feels like you're leaving that stuck place, if you're able to move forward and you can see what was behind you, isn't that nice to say? What was behind you? Ugh. Like you can now leave, like you're now stepping away from that and kind of building on top of that towards a new not a new direction, but you're just moving forward, right? You're moving forward and making progress. Shit, this is taking a while. Come on, 10-5. Just to be safe. Again, it's 124. If it goes at 130 and there's no like new subs, fuck it. I'm gonna stop. Oh my god. Okay. So let me just refresh the page on my end. You can't see it, but let me hit refresh. Yep, it's still 10K. Let's go! Oh shit, I'm so freaking cool. So yeah, just go for it, guys. Who knows? I could be like a 1 million sub kind of person in the future. Who knows? Who knows? You know, like freaking Ross Draws, or who's the guy? Mark Brunette something? Brunette. Like the possibilities are so open. So, well, we do have to aim for something. For example, I did aim to reach 10K by this month, because as the channel was growing, as I was getting more subs, I thought, you know what, if I keep this pace up, I could reach 10K by the end of July. And guess what? It's exactly the last day of July. It's the 31st of July, and look at us now. But obviously, it's not just my work, it's obviously your support. Thank you for watching, because even though you're not subscribed, it's the fact that you're viewing this video, it does add to the watch time. So I guess that contributes to the channel being boosted in some way. And obviously to my subscribers, thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. And once my arm is more okay, expect more work from me. And hopefully you can see my progress as well, my own development as well, and hopefully I can share like my lessons along the way. And yeah, super excited, super happy. Freaking okay, 3 minutes. If I don't get any new subs, I'm gonna stop the recording. And yeah, so even if it goes down like 9,000 again, it's gonna go back up anyway the next day, so whatever. At least I have it recorded that it's now 10 freaking K, right? Oh yeah. I'm so cool. So thank you for your support. Subscribers, members, viewers, watchers, random people, thank you. Because it all adds up. It all adds up. Yeah. Okay, 3 minutes left. Oh shit. Oof. 10,001. I'm fucking insane. I'm so happy, right? I got monetized this year. Brands are, well, I was gonna say brands, but it's just one. XPPen. But it's still something, emailing me, we want to collaborate and shit. I'm like, oh shit, I'm one of the big boys. It's a big deal for me, by the way, so don't judge me. So there's that. Also, yeah, so the product reviews are coming, hopefully. Also me figuring out like how to set up my channel, like, organizing things, because once I have enough videos out there, I can see from a bigger vision, what kind of works, what doesn't. And because I have enough content, enough mistakes, I can now manipulate and find like the right sort of system that works for me. I have a podcast, like this is all on YouTube, right? Within YouTube only. Obviously I have work to do outside of YouTube, but that's something I have to work on. But obviously I have to focus on like figure out each thing, right? But specifically for YouTube, I have a podcast. I'm doing an episode right now for that podcast. I also have YouTube Shorts. I figured out that I can take clips from my art session, longer art sessions. I can create a time lapse of that, and I can post that on the Shorts on YouTube. Because for quite a while, I was thinking, like, what should I post on Shorts? I did do a few time-lapse videos, but I felt like quitting or just ditching the whole Shorts thing. But I also have a membership, so that's something. For the posts, I do use them to update. Like right now, as of this recording, like posts I do on Buy Me a Coffee. but I feel like I can do more with it, like post memes or whips, who knows. Yeah, or like recommended videos, stuff like that. But I do at the very least I do have posts now on the posts section on YouTube. I have quite a few playlists, obviously videos, long form videos. So it's good. It's good. Oh shit, it's 1:30. I'll stop the recording here. I think it's good. I think 10,001 is a good amount of safety. I mean, besides, it's gonna go up, right? Oh shit. It's gonna go even higher tomorrow. Oh shit. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this long podcast. I hope you were doing something productive, or maybe you're just chilling, sketching something in the background, who knows. Or maybe you're listening rather, sorry. Maybe you're listening to me while you sketch something, right? Or maybe you're doing chores, whatever. Hopefully I've inspired you in some way or helped you in some way to just go for it, and whatever that thing is, just keep moving forward and understand that progress is happiness. So if you keep moving forward, if you just do good work, if you just try to do good work, over time it's gonna add up. And I expect more from myself, obviously, and expect more from yourself. Put in the work, even if it's not always gonna be good. Expect that it's gonna happen. Whenever you put things out there, whenever you act or do anything, act on anything, there are days where it's gonna not do anything, where it's gonna feel like you're underperforming, and there are days where it feels like you're on top of the world. It doesn't matter. You will get a range of all those things when you do something, when you do anything. So just do that thing and keep moving forward. So hopefully I've helped you in some way, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye. 10K.